Here, 2142. Good luck. So we've not played before. There's no head-to-head score. Well, opponent's details are not coming up there. That's odd. Is that a glitch? My details are there. Our opponents are there now. 7,600 games, and I've done what? About a tenth of that. 770. I'm going to try and match the corner, which is very much in the spirit of the Reti opening. I'll take there, just castle, I think. Goes with a knight. Okay, so d4 is very natural. It does kind of invite problems, but you want your pawn forward anywhere, really, don't you? You don't want to leave the pawn too backwards, so we'll push e3, maybe e4. We could consider taking lots of options. I've just been playing bullet as well, so I've got to really adjust, otherwise I might get the speed of play horrendously wrong. I'm going to spend a move and just push the pawn up the board. I'm not sure what I want to do with this rook, so I'll just spend a few random moves here. At some point I'll probably play e3. This bishop can be annoying if you come across. But equally, you don't really want to be on this diagonal either if it opens up. So I'm trying to figure out some sort of plan. Maybe even just push the pawn again if he ignores it, which he does. So there is a problem with our pawn. Queen up will invite bishop down. Do we then have a move like knight across? We double hit the knight, we'd hit the bishop. Does the knight have any good effective squares from there? So queen here, knight here, bishop here. We hit the bishop. Has the knight got any great sacrifices? Maybe you just take a pawn there. And if we take, you take back. So that's no good. So let's just put the bishop on the diagonal then. Maybe stick to the first plan with e3 and then eventually try and edge forward if we can. But it's easy for black to challenge the pawn structure right now. Or just click anywhere on the board to clear any arrows that you've done. Queen comes up. So I assume I want to push here. It'll just be a counter push and then you'll hit the pawn though, won't you? So, maybe not then, maybe not. What about knight back to challenge this knight? We could go forward and see if he gives up his bishop to win a pawn. And we still hit the knight. But once I'm here, I don't see any other useful squares to go to anywhere. So I'm just going to drop back and hit the knight. If he retreats, we can maybe think about e4. And that's what he's done. So I like the look of e4 just to go to e5. Maybe bishop up and we can think about trading the bishop as well. But I think I'm going to play e4 just in case we don't get another chance to. Oh, now here I think I've got to push. Gives us a chance to get a pawn forward. So I'll pre-move in case he takes. Okay, he might try and close it right down, but it's a nice pawn. That would be nice if we can get it. Can we possibly get that? Right now we can't, of course. Oh, he's coming to trade the knight. I'd rather he takes the bishop, really. No, I could develop the bishop. Takes, rook takes, looks fine. It can move his rook. Take, queen takes, then rook up. Everything looks fine as well, doesn't it? So let's do that. We've got queen up, we've got rook up. I think I might go with the queen actually, but that's close to running, isn't it? But if I play a rook up, where am I actually going? I'm actually going to play rook across first, make room for the bishop. I've just got to watch out for these sort of ideas, but I've still got queen up or rook up, maybe, depending on what he does. Okay, not now, I don't. I do have pawn forward. We attack this pawn. We have bishop over as well first. This would become loose. We have bishop back as well. Here, if you come here, I think we just simply trade. I've got rook here as well, haven't I? But I'm not sure what I'm gaining with that. But maybe we can play c4. Actually, I'm going to play queen up. I'm going to challenge that queen. I don't want the queen left there, but if he retreats, I'm looking at playing c4. But my pawns are very... Black's got a better pawn structure, it feels like. If I lose my pawns, they're very vulnerable. If I lose them, I'm just worse off. So does he go into an endgame? Let's find out. He's got bags of time. I'll get the cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. Okay, so we are into an endgame. So I assume I want to push as fast as I can. Rook across stops us here and hits the pawn completely. Here, you could take, if you push, I can go here, I guess, but is pawn up just strong now? Because you can't push your own pawn. You've got rook across and then maybe bishop up to guard. But it weakens these, doesn't it? Here, might walk into this, but I do have pawn up. I really want to push, but I don't think it quite works. Yeah, let's just push this one. If he comes here, I'll just take. If he comes here, I'll take this one. But that might walk into this, though, so... Got to think a little bit, but I'm down a minute and a half on the clock. So the further up they go, the harder they are to keep, so we might just be simply worse now. Obviously, I'd like to get the pawn further up the board as well, this C pawn, but it's going to be difficult. Yeah, he's come forward to challenge there, so he's actually letting me take that. So do we go with the rook first? I think we go with the rook first and just take. He's just getting his pieces unwound and he's going to try and mop my pawns up. So you can see I've pre-moved to take back if he plays rook takes. I don't think he will, but he could do. Well, he's pushed the pawn. So does that give me a move like rook up here to hit the bishop and hit the rook? If he takes, we still hit the rook, but he's got rook across. So what if I take? It feels like he's made a mistake, but has he? If I take, you have to go with the rook or you lose it. Take, take. We've then got rook down if we want to trade the rooks off, but I'm not sure we can keep these. I think rook up's a move here, but I might be wrong, but I'm going to play it. Oh, let's not pre-move. Because I'm hitting the bishop and I'm hitting the rook. No, so he can easily move out the way. He's gone that way. But now we threaten to take here. We still hit the rook. Okay. So I'll take the pawn. Now if I go here, bishop down. If I play rook up and he takes, do I then simply have bishop up? I think I do. Or even bishop this way. And then he's got check, hasn't he? So I don't. So I need to guard the pawn. If I go here, here, I do have rook across. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play rook across and try and guard my pawn. But he can easily get out of the way eventually, I assume. But he might push up first and king across. He's taken. Okay. Let's come across and hit the bishop then. If he moves, we can pin the rook. I thought he wanted to go here originally. That's what I was expecting. Bishop moves and I go back. He's here. He's still guarding his rook. So he's probably just fine and better. That's what he's done. So here, he still guards the rook. Ooh, that could be it, couldn't it? That could be game over. So I'm going to go here and hit the pawn. If he comes forward, then I can come up. Maybe he can just ignore it and push though. But if he comes forward here, if he takes a check. So maybe it gives me bishop up if he pushes his pawn. I don't think he will though. You can see he's a strong player. He's playing very well. Played extremely well. Oh, he has taken though. Doesn't that just allow check and hit the rook? He just goes back. So I have to go here. You check here. And I cover bishop back. So here, you can simply go back. Takes, bishop takes, and I can't get this pawn. So I have to take and block and hope I'm not losing my bishop and cover this. If I can get out of a mate net, then in theory it's like a level position again, but I'm 2 minutes down on the clock. It might be too much. Might be just too much. Obviously check, I've only got one legal move, so I don't need to think about that. I'm covering the bishop here in one move at least. So I'll have to play that. So a move like bishop down I would expect. But he's got to watch out for check still, and check here. Drive the king up, check. He's just gone back. I'm going to get the king off the back rank and try and release my bishop maybe. Oh, he's allowed bishop up. So I hit the rook. Surely if we trade, it's a lot safer, isn't it? As long as I'm not blundering something here, which of course I could be. But he's so far down on the clock. So I'm just going to be able to guard this. Maybe bishop up to guard, pawn up, and it feels safe. Oh, that allows me to pin. So he might be just trying to trade off to a draw. He might be. Okay, he's come forward. I'll offer him a draw and see if he wants it. I won't offer it again though. If he doesn't, I'll just play on. So we will just sit and shuffle now. I just sit and wait. At least I've got 3 minutes, so hopefully I'll avoid a silly rook slip. And we get a 3-fold draw. It is what it is. So let's pause so we don't accidentally start another game, and let's see what it was in engine speak. See if we have messed it up anywhere. So we've got 49 moves. So they're the move times for both players there. Let's request an analysis, see what it was in engine language. Yeah, so it is flatline level here. So has it been up and down anywhere before that? It has. Oh, we're actually better. We're actually better in part. So at least it's good to know we were never actually worse in the game. And it's come back to flatline level in this position. So what I should have done was played rook across to hit the bishop, but it's still just +1. Yeah, 1.5, 1.6 is the biggest advantage that we ever got. But we played it pretty well. The engine's not flagging anything bad for either player. Is it 94% accuracy each, CPL 14 and 13? So my opponent's got better accuracy. Sorry, it's equal accuracy, better CPL marginally, and yet was never better in the game, at least in engine language anyway, but it's so easy to mess games up, of course. So you see there are some mistakes here. But obviously there's not much to do with this evaluation this game is, so we were just trying to advance, but the further the pawns go, the harder they are to keep them. And then we've just traded the bishops off, and in this position, of course, it's just a theoretical draw. completely flatline level as long as you don't do a silly blunder. So it is what it is, but a good game.